Hi, guys. Mrs. Filiatro. This book is called Cultures Around the World. And it says right here in the summary there are many countries in our world that each have a unique way of life. Explore different cultures in this fascinating book. So let's see. Ooh, there's a map of the world. Brazilians march to a World Cup match. Pack your bags. There are many countries throughout the world. Each country has its own culture. Culture is a set of customs and beliefs that is common to a group of people. In this book, we will visit 10 countries and learn more about their cultures. It is good to learn about other cultures. It helps us to know and respect people from around the world. It can be fun, too. It is exciting to learn about celebrations in China and Brazil, and it is fun to see the kinds of music people dance to in Russia and the Philippines. All these cultures make up our world. Each culture is unique. It is part of what makes each country special. But we are all part of one world, and we love to celebrate the ways we are the same and the ways we are different together. It says this dancer celebrates Chinese New Year. So here's the pyramids of the sun and the moon were built in Mexico long ago. World cultures. Each country in the world has its own unique culture. Learning about each country enriches our lives. Mexico. Mexico's culture is rich in color and tradition. People who lived in Mexico long ago made vivid art. Dye from plants was used to make colorful clothing. They studied the stars and they loved to play sports. Tamales were a favorite at meal times. They drank foamy chocolate drinks. They even built grand temples that still stand. It says this girl celebrates Mexico's independence in tinga time. Tinga is a Mexican favorite. It is shredded chicken mixed with a thick tomato sauce. It is served on warm, crunchy tortillas. Today, tamales and sports remain favorites in Mexico. Mexican culture is still full of colorful celebrations. On September 16th, Mexicans really have fun. This is Mexico's Independence Day. There are parades and feasts. The smell of fresh salsa and tinga fill the air. The colors of Mexico's flag, green, white, and red, can be seen all around. Brazil. Brazil is the largest country in South America. Every spring, it has a huge party. Carnival is a wild bash that is 4 days long. There's dancing and music. There are games and parades. People dress in bright costumes. It is a time for them to be happy and to forget their problems. Carnival is the most famous celebration in Brazil. It is so famous that it is known around the world. Brazil's soccer team is world famous too. Brazilians love soccer. The whole country watches when its team plays in the World Cup. People wave flags and wear green and yellow. These are Brazil's national colors. It says the World Cup is a soccer tournament that happens every 4 years. There are 32 teams from around the world that play in the cup. Brazil has won the cup 5 times. These two Brazilian soccer players celebrate after winning the World Cup in 2002. And this is one of the parades during Carnival. That is so cool. Look at that float. Holy cow. Italy. Italy has a long history. The Roman Empire began in Italy long ago. It was once the largest empire in the world. The Colosseum was built in the city of Rome during this time. If you go to Rome, you can visit the ruins of this great building. Vatican City is at the heart of Rome. This is where the Pope lives. He is the leader of the Catholic Church. Many great artists came from Italy. One great artist was Michelangelo. He painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Today, many people travel to Italy to see his artwork. Italy's culture is also known for its food. Pizza and pasta are tasty foods from Italy. Many grapes and olives grow there too. And here's the Sistine Chapel and the Colosseum. Leonardo da Vinci painted this famous painting called The Last Supper, and he also painted the Mona Lisa. And here is the Vatican. Kenya. These people are members of the Maasai tribe in Kenya. Kenya is a large country in Africa. There are many tribes in Kenya. Each tribe has its own culture. Music and dancing are part of these cultures. Each tribe loves to share stories too. They pass down their beliefs and customs through these stories. Kenyans have many celebrations. Tribes decorate their bodies with paint, feathers, and beads. They wear costumes, play drums, and dance. The start of the rainy season is a big celebration. So is Jamhuri Day. This day comes every December 12th. It honors the day that Kenya became its own country in 1964. Speeches are given and people dance. There are also feasts and parades. And this green box says lots of languages. There are more than 60 different languages spoken in Kenya. Most people who live in Kenya speak more than one language. Wow, very cool. Israel. Israel is a small country. Jerusalem is its capital city. Many people think it is a holy city. People have fought to live on this land. Countries still fight over Israel. Most people in Israel are Jewish. When Jewish boys are 13, they are seen as men. They have a celebration called a bar mitzvah. When Jewish girls are 12, they have a bat mitzvah. These celebrations are important in Jewish culture. Israel is home to the Western Wall. The stone wall has held an important place in Jewish culture for a very long time. Visitors write prayers on pieces of paper, then they slide the paper between the stones in the wall. It says people celebrate a bar mitzvah in Israel. The holy city. Jerusalem is a holy city for three religions. Muslims believe that Muhammad rose to heaven from the city. Jews think the Messiah will appear in the city one day, and Christians believe that Jesus Christ died and then came back to life in Jerusalem. And here's a picture of the prayers that are written on paper and stuck in the Western Wall. Russia. Russia is the largest country in the world. It crosses 2 continents. Part of Russia is in Europe, but most of it is in Asia. Moscow is Russia's most populated city. It is also the capital. It is very bright and colorful. The Kremlin is in Moscow. It has 5 palaces and 4 cathedrals. If you visit Moscow, be sure to dress warmly. It is usually very cold in Russia. Russia has a creative culture. It is known for its music and writers. Many famous artists came from Russia too. Some artists decorate eggs. They paint and put jewels on eggshells. Peter Carl Fabergé created his first egg in 1885. Now people call these fancy eggs Fabergé eggs. Here's a picture of one right here. There's a ballet. Ballet is a big part of Russian culture. If you are a kid in Russia, you might become a ballet dancer. Many Russian girls and boys learn ballet. Here's the Kremlin, and this is St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow. Looks like a big palace. China. China is one of the oldest and most populated countries in the world. Chinese culture honors hard work and learning. Chinese people understand that they can learn a lot from their elders. Oftentimes, grandparents live with their families. This way, they can help teach and guide the kids. Long ago, China was a leader in science and math. It also led the world in technology. The Chinese invented things such as paper and gunpowder. But the Chinese like to have fun too. Chinese New Year is a big celebration. There are parades with fireworks and paper dragons. Here, this is a parade that celebrates the Chinese New Year. And it says this painting shows a Chinese paper maker in 1643. There's a Chinese family. Ni hao. In China, the most common language is called Mandarin. To say hello in Mandarin, you say ni hao. India. India is a large country in Asia. It has over 1 billion people. Religion is an important part of life in Indian culture. There are many different religions in India. Hinduism is the main religion. Hindus believe in many gods. There's also Buddhism. It was started by an Indian prince. He became known as the Buddha. India is also home to lively art forms. Many films are made there every year. The films often include singing and dancing. Many of these films are made in the city of Mumbai. People call this city Bollywood. They say it is the Hollywood of India. There's a statue of Buddha at a temple in India, Bollywood movie poster, and it says Hindus pray at a temple in India. And this is curry. It says that is spicy. Curry can be a food or a sauce in Indian cooking. Curry is a mixture of many spices. Philippines. The Philippines is a nation of more than 7,000 islands. The islands are in Southeast Asia. Rice terraces are a special part of the Filipino culture. They are striking to see, but it takes hard work to keep the rice going. The terraces help control the water flow. The skills for farming the terraces are passed down to each generation. Rice is in most Filipino dishes. Ponce and lechon are favorite dishes. Ponce is usually served at birthday parties. Ponce is thin rice noodles. It is mixed with vegetables and meat. For big parties, lechon is served. It is a roasted pig. Well, here's the rice terraces. See how they kind of, they're like big steps. It says, Tininkling, Wait, let me pronounce that better. Tinakaling. Dancing is popular in the Filipino culture. One folk dance is called the tinakaling or the bamboo dance. It tells the story of a bird moving in tall grass. Australia. Australia is the only country that is also a continent. People have lived there for at least 50,000 years. Its native people are called Aborigines. Here's a man that's an Aborigine playing a didgeridoo. That's what this big long thing is. Australian culture is rich in art and music. One form of their art is made with many dots. The dots form a picture. They also make art by carving stones. They create music with the didgeridoo. This is a long tube you breathe through to make sound. Music is also an important part of the Australian culture. In Sydney, Australia's capital, there's a famous opera house. This is it right here, Sydney Opera House. Opera is a kind of singing. People from around the world come to see operas perform there. And there's some people performing an opera. And here are two women competing in the Cricket Australia Women's Cup match in 2004. It says Australians love sports. They spend a lot of time playing sports outdoors. They enjoy surfing and swimming. They like to play cricket and rugby too. Many cultures, one world. Cultures are formed by the past and present. They are shaped by where we live. They change over time. Our world is filled with many unique cultures. It is always good to learn about the different ways in which people live. This helps us see why each country is special. It also reminds us to be respectful of others who are different. We may celebrate different holidays, but we all celebrate. We may eat different foods, but we all eat. We may dance to different music, but we all dance. We each have our own unique cultures, but we are also part of one world culture. Here's a little girl. She's a Mexican dancer performing in a traditional costume. Oh, beautiful. Cook it. You can learn a lot about a culture through its food. Choose a culture from this book that interests you. Research and read about the different foods that are unique to that culture. Then have an adult help you cook a traditional dish for your family and friends. Well, you could do that. Here's some pancit from the Philippines and tamales from Mexico. And it says this family cooks different types of foods together. Here's the glossary. It says, your turn, World Explorer. Do some exploring. Find a country that interests you but was not featured in this book. And then you can do some research and learn more about it. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that book. It was very interesting. It's good to learn about other people's cultures. Then you can understand each other better. See you later, guys.